I'm Shan from CICT, and I'm very glad to share some information about 5G empowered industry in China. We all know that China has the biggest 5G network, and by the end of September, China has built more than 2.2 million 5G base stations, cover all prefectural level cities, and more than 96% county areas in the country. And the number of 5G users in China over 510 million. In July this year, the shipments of mobile phones in China reached nearly 20 million units, and of which 5G phones accounted for more than 73%. And from January to July, of which 124 million 5G phones were shipped, accounting for nearly 80% of mobile phone shipments during the same period. And also the four operators have cooperate with the construction and network sharing, like China Telecom and China Unicom, and also China Mobile and CBN joined to invest in the 700 megahertz 5G networks. And the policies has to promote the full development of 5G converged applications. We all know that China is it's very important for China to promote the 5G. In this year's government work report said that mentioned that is to need to promote a large-scale application of 5G, and the MIT, in cooperation with other 9 ministries, released a set sail action plans for 5G application last year. This policy is very important to promote the 5G application in vertical industries. And we can see the 5G converged application efficiency is remarkable. Now the 5G users proportions has exceeded 30%, and 5G traffic accounts for 33.5% of mobile traffic. We can see that the mobile ARPA increasing from the 5G commercial after 2019. And we also can see that now there are more than 10,000 5G industry virtual private networks and more than 12,000 enterprise users for commercial. Some important vertical industries have become scale replications, like 5G plus grid and 5G factories, 5G plus mine, port, and hospital. And we also can see that there are more and more new products for 5G converged applications. We can see customized network products begin to be development, like mine 5G explosion-proof base station, electric 5G high precision time service base station, and industry customized UPF. And the type of terminals and modules are constantly enriched. By the end of September, there were over 1,000 5G modules released. The price decreased to 400 RMB of 5G modules. And we can see now there are many models of 5G modules and the CPE, and also the industrial gateway or routers. We all know that we have a competition for 5G application named the Blooming Cup. It has been held for 5 years, with the number of participating projects increasing from 313 in 2018 to 28,000, over 28,000 in this year. The entries covered many areas, including smart city, industrial, internet, medical and health services, and intelligent transportation, and so on. I think this is not only a competition, but also a chance for suppliers and the demanders to know each other and work close together. In the competition, we analyzed all the projects and we found some interesting information, such as the number of projects based on 5G and virtual private network, positioning 5G uplink enhancement, 5G LAN, and other technologies in this competition have greatly increased compared with previous years. And more than 62 of participating projects has adopted 5G virtual private network. We also see that 5G accelerates the integration of new generation ICT technologies and use the new technologies such as cloud computing, edge computing, and big data accounts for more than 40%. There are three modes of 5G virtual private networks. The first one is public network for sharing. In this deploy scenario, it is fully shared with public networks through network slicing and other means to ensure the service quality and data security of industrial customers. The second one is public network for private. This can virtual private network can share the public network and with the UPF syncing and MEC deployment to meet the high requirements such as data no exit and ultra low latency. The third one is private network for private. It is build a dedicated network for customers through exclusive base station, even frequencies, to meet customers' requirements for high security, high isolation, and customized network construction. Now we can see 5G have entered the core control sector of industry with remarkable effects. In coal mine industry, the remote tunneling has been used with 5G to remote one-button start or stop, reduces the number of people from 9 to 5, handing machine orientation efficiency, make the efficiency increased by 3 times, and use 5G to realize centralization control of mobile terminal, efficiency increased by 20%. In the steel industry, 5G can realize the remote production operation. It can remote centralized control, saving 12 employees, machine replacement, and 70% reduction of high-risk operation. And in factory, the 5G plus AI visual inspection can improve efficiency and save labor cost for enterprises every year. And in the port, 5G can use in the unmanned truck. It can remote monitoring mode reduce personnel by 3 to 4, and automatic operation in the whole process. Also, 5G plus Beidou for the positioning accuracy reduced to centimeter level. And for example, in the steel industry, we can see 5G can used in every production link in the steel industry. In the before make steel production link, we can see 5G can used for digital material yard and stacking unmanned and intelligent tape maintenance. And in the aero making and steel making product link, we can see the 5G intelligent grading of scrap and monitoring of steel making, and so on. And in the cast steel link, we can see 5G online quality inspection and unmanned steel casting and crock block. So we can see there are many applications in scenarios in the steel industry, but we found that the requirement of different application scenario is very different. We can see in many scenarios, the speed rate and uplink, downlink is different. For example, 5G plus digital material yard and stacking unmanned, the uplink and the downlink is very different. And for the stack unmanned scenario, the end-to-end latency requirements is very high, and also for the reliability. And for the base station, it also needs the fireproof, explosion-proof, and anti-occlusion. So we found that the 5G application scenario requirements is very different. So we think the 5G in power industry is still in early stage. I think there are 3 challenges. The first is how to get industry consistencies, not only for the technology, but also for the value for 5G. When we talk to the suppliers and the demanders, we found that they are talk different language. For example, the reliability for the demanders, they means the production line and need to be security and reliability. But for the suppliers like operators, they means the network not broke down. So they are talking different things. And for the 5G value is also different. The operators still thinking about the connections and the upper, but for the demanders and industry enterprises, they need to improve the efficiency and decrease the cost. So they are thinking about different. The second challenge is how to meet different needs. We can see the example from the steel industry. The requirements is so fragmented. In one manufacturer or one production line, it will also have many application scenarios and have very different requirements. So how to use one network and one service system to support all the needs is very difficult. And the third challenge is how to make it into commercialization, because the value of connection is low, but the service value is high. So how to make the operators and the suppliers to supply the high value service is very important. So I think to realize the 5G vision and enable thousands of industries, it needs the global cooperation. The first, we need to promote standardization for 5G and 5G advanced for industry applications. We also need to strengthen the cooperation between IT, CT, and OT, explore service scenarios, making cross-industry application standards. We also need to promote the cultivate convergent industrial ecology, design innovative business models. We need to enhance the digital policies and environments to help digital transformation of industries. So that's all. Thank you.